intro. We can just roll right into it, bro, since we already got our pre-show out of the way.
Yeah, totally.
If Patreon was actually paying attention, they would have caught some real behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we
I have
go.
the screenshot buttons at the ready.
I know, right? You got to with us. There's no fucking around. Make sure this is good. All right, and let me start my local recording here as well. There she blows, and in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Scuttlebutt podcast. There are lots of drinks, there are no rules, and it is a lot of fun. Relax, you are amongst friends.
And I guess we're amongst friends again. And I had to reset my soundboard there, and I just realized it was loud as fuck.
I feel like it's always just really loud for me.
You have your headphones all set
Yeah, well, they're good for talking, but then it always like spikes. I always have to like grab the dial and roll it down a little bit.
Oh, there we go. It's it's only set for dialogue, but nobody told us that when we first bought all this new equipment. Sorry, guys, or taught me how to use it. Anyways, here we are, the Scuttlebutt podcast. It's been a week, so we're out of practice, and we're doing a live stream for it. So
shake the dust off.
There's literally dust on my keyboard. It's kind of crazy that it accumulates this fast. But what's going on, Theron? It's the dynamic duo again. Or the parabolic pair, not the parabolic pair. I'm getting it. It's slowly sinking into my long term.
Well, I think eventually once we get popular, that'll help us not run into problems with DC's lawyers.
Is there a dynamic duo for DC?
Yeah, that's Batman and Robin. What are you talking about?
They're not. Are they really known as a dynamic duo? I was
100%
a Batman guy than a Batman guy. No, that's fucked up.
Yeah,
no.
I mean, obviously, I'm wearing a Spider-Man shirt. I'm more of a Marvel Comics myself, but I feel like that was common knowledge. You saw that in like the Scooby-Doo cartoons.
No, they can't like trademark a 2D word. No, fuck them. They can't do that. Fuck DC. But they are owned by Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers gives absolutely no leeway or wiggle room or mercy whatsoever. So
not at all. They're almost as bad as the Mouse.
Almost as bad. Which Marvel is now owned by, or has been owned by now for a little while. So I guess we can't make any references to pop culture anymore. So in any content, right?
There's no such thing as free use anymore. It's just one of the many things that I'm here to bitch about today.
Yeah. Well, you said you had a whole list, but before we get into it, obviously it is Whiskey Wednesday, bro. So like, what are you drinking on over there?
Not whiskey, sadly.
Fuck you.
I didn't go to the store. This was a last minute recording. So all that was in my fridge was vodka cranberry. I have it in my awesome Chicklet podcast cup though, that they sent for us.
Shout out.
And I wanted to shout them out because I know that, they're kind of going through some rough times right now. So if all of our listeners could go support them on their pages and in their podcast, I'm sure it would mean a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was spreading the word too. I think it was Khaleesi. I was just like, yeah, just no reason. Just go over and say what's up if you haven't already.
Just pop through.
It's just nice. And she's like, okay. And, like she was confused, obviously. And she's like, okay. And I was like, yeah, it's just nice to hear from your friends sometimes. You know what? Fuck it. Be a good friend.
Right?
Friends, just say hi every now and then. That's a good I don't know. That's a good quality to have in friends. So yeah, it's just you and me. What's up? Unfortunately, Morpheus does not share that sentiment, so he is not joining us, even though he's back on shore. He's still unavailable, like he's on the ship or something. Like what?
Yeah, it's like he has a life to come back to or something.
The fuck, man? No, this is his life. Not only is this his life, we own him. This chair over here is supposed to be Morpheus.
We have a contract. I actually, for Whiskey Wednesday though, I did try a Japanese whiskey the other day, which was fun. I've never had Japanese whiskey before.
Oh, I'm very curious. As like, what would you consider yourself? I wouldn't say you're like an aficionado or like a advocate of whiskey, but you don't.
Maybe like a whiskey enthusiast.
Enthusiast? Okay, yeah.
I know stuff. I know what I like and what I don't like.
There you go. So it's kind of how I describe myself as like wine. It's like I know that reds are better than whites to me. That's that's kind of
right?
The end of my wine knowledge there, guys. So if somebody throws in a rosé, I'm like, whoa, is that white? Is that
oh man, yeah, this is right on the fence.
What's happening here, guys? So yeah, well, I'm very curious. How did you How'd you like the
It
Japanese?
was good. It was. I actually wrote it down. It was a Ichiro's malt and grain blend.
Okay. I think
Uh, and it was good. It was really light. Uh, we were at a whiskey kind of bar that's in the mall up in Olympia. Because I was doing some other stuff that's later on my bitch list. But that was the highlight of the day, was stopping by the whiskey bar and doing a bunch of whiskey flights. And then my dad was like, "Oh, why don't you just ask him what the most expensive one is?" So that's what I did. I was like, "Hey, what's your favorite Japanese whiskey?" And she's like, "I don't know, I haven't tried them." And I was like, "Cool, just bring me the most expensive one then."
You know, that's how I found Highland Park, like for the very first time. My dad did the same thing. He was like, "Well, I don't know what's better than what we're already drinking right now." And I was like, "You know what's better? The most expensive one." All right.
Hmm.
He walks up to the bar and then he walks back and he's like, "You don't want to know how much each one of these
And
glasses."
that's I don't know if he was serious, because yeah, I ordered and then the waitress walked off and he's like, "I hope that wasn't a $50 shot you just ordered." And I was
Or
like,
like
"Man, you
500.
said, I don't know." Like,
It depends on who's paying, Dad, actually. Like
right?
then
It
then
wasn't me. That's what I know.
then we'll be worried or not worried. I'll stop her if I'm paying.
No, that's what I said. Like I said, I was there because my dad finally got a new cell phone. And so we were at the Verizon store getting that sorted out. Which
Oh,
for
joy.
most people that might not seem like a big thing. Like you said, maybe like a chore.
I
My
know.
dad has had the same cell phone since 2012.
Yeah, I know your father.
The reason that he's upgrading it is because Verizon is like, "Hey, we are shutting off the old CDMA networks. Your phone will not be a phone anymore."
And he was begrudgingly went in there and was like, "Oh, you sons of bitches."
And I guarantee that no one listening will guess what phone he's decided to upgrade to.
It better be a fucking iPhone, is all I have
No,
to
of course not.
God damn it. I was holding out the 1
I
ounce.
knew you would never guess. No, he got a Samsung Galaxy Fold 3. One of those
Oh,
tablet-sized phones that fold in half.
okay,
And
okay.
has he literally went from like a decade plus old phone to like just the newest, hottest. I think it was like a $1,500 phone.
Is he
Because
hoping
he would,
to last until 2032 or something? Is that what he's
yeah,
hoping?
I think that's what he's gonna try to do, but I don't know if it's gonna actually work or not.
Yeah.
I don't think this, because with his old phone, that single one didn't last that whole time. He would buy them off eBay and then like
Oh my
clone them forward. He has like 5 versions of this phone. It's basically Palpatine at this point. It won't die.
Nice reference. I like it. A little pop culture. Unfortunately, we are gonna have to strike
Oh,
that
can't
record.
canceled by Disney.
Unfortunately, I hate to do it. That was really good, but I
Oh,
hate.
man, we made it like 5 whole minutes.
Oh man. So that is I like that you use light, because that is what a lot of people describe Japanese whiskey as. It's kind of like its own interesting flavor profile, but it is very light, similar to like an Irish, but definitely got the Japanese, it won a bunch of contests too when they first started like pumping them out, like, you
It
know,
was good. I could see why. Like, that's absolutely the kind of thing that you can just sip on all day long and not. I mean, I'm sure you'll get drunk eventually, but you won't feel any sort of burn on your throat. Like,
yeah.
the taste doesn't get to you after a while. It's just so, and it definitely, like, you talk about that kind of bourbon coat. It wasn't exactly the same, but I could feel it. Like, I was warming up. It had
Mm,
a nice, like, it was coating my mouth.
there you go.
Yeah, it was a good experience. I'd highly recommend it,
Hell yes.
especially if somebody else is paying for it.
Es especially yeah, I've learned that lesson a couple too many times, both in Japan. Luckily, a buddy of mine bailed me out on that time, that specific whiskey bar that we got stuck in Japan. That's an after party story right there. I don't think I've actually shared that one, so that's a little teaser for the Patreon over there. But, yeah, we're doing this public live stream, so I figure let's tease the little casuals as much as we can.
Oh, of course, we picked the one where I just whine and sound like a bitch for the public one.
This is perfect. It's perfect because then they'll come in, because if we get any like new Patreon supporters from it, patrons, then they'll get there instantly be disappointed, just like all the other Patreon supporters are, and they'll immediately unsubscribe. They'll be like they're looking for Whining Theron. They sign up, they never get Whining Theron again. Boom, instantly disappointed, just like all of our other fans and
It's
supporters
like
of the podcast.
it's because we can't pick a genre if we would stay on one page, but
Fuck that.
everything's a different episode. Oh, I can. I'm physically incapable of staying in the same spot.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Every 2 to 4 years, like it's just. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. So we just got Morpheus messaging in, but I'll stick that again in the private chat for the Patreon as well. We're keeping some Patreon exclusives, even though we're publicly live streaming. We're keeping some.
I gotta hold something to disappoint you with.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't let you have all the disappointment up front.
Speaking of staying on topic, I have a sexton over here that I'm drinking. I think we we opened this bottle with Morpheus and Bishop on our last episode, which was like 2 weeks ago now, something like that.
It's been a little while. Like you said, life's been crazy. There's been a lot going on to deal with.
It definitely has, which is why I am taking this Whiskey Wednesday. Again, I think serendipity or the universe has just decided, like, no, I'm putting an end to this, and we're putting everything aligned because it's been so out of whack over this last like 2 weeks. We're gonna align you guys back up. It's gonna be a Whiskey Wednesday. You're gonna be so burnt out and tired. You're gonna have a whiskey. Theron's gonna have just tried Japanese whiskey. He's gonna have a list.
I'm also burnt out and tired. Yeah.
So now that we're comfortable, we're kicking back. We had our foreplay of 10 minutes, the gentleman's foreplay, as one might say.
Of course, yeah, gotta get that shit wet first.
Gotta foreplay a little bit. Now I'm leaning back in my chair. I have everything on autopilot as far as the recording goes. All right, what's the first on the list? I have plenty of lists I have plenty of topics on my virtual or my mental alien brain list here, but I can hit those at any point. What do we got? What do we got here?
Part of the reason that I'm sitting here before you all just exhausted is my fucking water pump just gave up yesterday, and I don't know why. Like, it's fun. The pump itself is still working, but it's not building pressure, so I have no water in my house.
I was gonna say, is it the water heater or the actual pump itself? The pump itself.
No, it's the pump. Yeah, so I have no water right now, other than what I go get in jugs from the park next to where I live. And that's what I'm going to be working on after the show is figuring out what's going on with that.
So when did it go out on you?
Yesterday. I tried to do laundry and it said no.
So okay, and then what was the process of actually like figuring out that it was the water pump? Like, did you?
So it was like
all at once.
The water pump is right next to where my laundry room is. So I started the laundry, went back inside, was doing whatever other chore I was working on, and I went back about 10 minutes later. Water pump was still running, which is pretty unusual. And so that when I looked at it, it was like the pressure was completely down. It was just not at all building pressure. Looked at my laundry, it's like not wet. So I have to go to the breaker box and shut all that shit off so it doesn't, because the pump was hot. It had been running dry for a while, obviously, which is super bad for it.
Sure.
And yeah, that was what I got to deal with yesterday, and since then have just not had water.
So, oh my gosh. So no showers, no toothbrush. It's funny. Water is one of those things that people forget about. Like, should the power go out or something, like that's instantly one of those things that people so often like overlook. It's like,
when my power goes out, so does the water, because I need that pump to get it out of my well.
Yeah. And then people are always thinking, like, oh yeah, when the power goes out, like, oh, we'll just light some candles and like we'll build a fire and we'll be fine for food and shelter.
Sing kumbaya.
Yeah, it's like 3 days, guys. You run out of water, and when you are out of water for 3 days, you die. I hope you guys know this. Like, no store. Yeah, that's one thing people often forget. It's like, oh no, the stove doesn't work. Oh no, the heat doesn't work. Yeah, you also are going to die of dehydration.
Oh no, your toilet doesn't work.
Yeah,
get on that level. That's fun.
I didn't want to have to go there, but I mean,
you wanted to ask.
I knew that. I didn't want to ask. I know how it works. Yellow, let it mellow. I know how it works.
Yep. And then we're just backfilling the tank basically, like, because I have water in jugs I can get to, so I'm not completely without.
There you go.
And so yeah, we've been getting it by, but yeah, it's not with an irate pregnant wife. Not gonna get too many days of no water.
Like, this is it. Like, you had the one day, and now you're running on borrowed time right now.
That's why I'm doing it right after this podcast. Yep.
I love it how you're like, as angry as my pregnant wife is, no, I have time for a podcast. We'll be fine.
She's good right now. I think if she was in the living room and not at work, it would probably be a different story.
She's distracted momentarily. It's like you threw like a piece of jerky at a hungry, angry bear, and you're just like, all right, this is our chance. Go.
So it hasn't. I'll have to say, because she might be listening to this live stream, it hasn't been too bad. She hasn't been real angry.
I
It's
love how
been all right. It's been manageable.
I love the caveat is in case she's listening to this first in a very long time public live stream. Yeah, I want to cover these bases
Just
and
make sure everybody knows. I love you.
love my wife. Yeah, I'll get Khaleesi on here to I'll wait to talk shit until Khaleesi's on here because I was going to start talking some shit about my wife, but yeah, we'll have plenty to discuss when we finally update the couples counseling segments that we do. But yeah, man. So how is that? I know that's got to be another bullet point. I mean, obviously, pump not ideal. Hopefully that gets fixed ASAP as soon as we're done here. But like, how's the pregnancy going? How's the wife? How's the
That
young
is
femur
absolutely another bullet point. It's going good overall. I mean, like everything's healthy. We went and did the ultrasound the other day and saw, a bunch of movement and stuff. So that was like magical.
What stage is
Uh,
it now? Because again, I mean, you know me. I'm not sitting there with the play-by-play. What does it
so
has to go with
I,
heartbeat, right?
yeah, I know it's like the size of a banana. She has like this little app that tells her every day.
Size of a banana. That's really what they went by, is a banana in there.
Yeah, and then what's really weird is they're like, today it's the size of a banana, and then the next day it was a carrot, and I was like, isn't that smaller?
Maybe they mean it's getting girthier because like bananas by and large are more length than girth, whereas carrots got more girth, I guess.
Right? They're just describing a very specific body part.
Yeah.
Today it's this big.
There you go. Yeah, she didn't realize that the app setting was like zoomed in on specific locations of.
Exactly. Yeah. If you double tap,
I can't wait
Uh,
to check out this app and see these settings. That'll be in the Discord for later, guys.
right. We'll save that. Yeah. No, I had to give blood the other day, which sucks. I hate giving blood.
Didn't you just give Morpheus shit for giving blood, and now you're like, no, I'm not gonna do it. No, it's gonna stay in
Yeah.
my body. And here you are.
Right. See, exactly. So my stance has been well defined on the show, but yeah, to make sure that my kid, isn't like a little genetically off. I was like, all right, so it's worth it, I guess. I can spare a couple vials. I told them give me back what they don't use. I'll just put it back in.
So then, real talk though, like the kid's gonna be different no matter what his genetic code looks like.
That's true. He's gonna be weird because he's my kid.
He's gonna be your kid, like that goes without saying. But like on top of that, was that what you were like? Are you already using the kid excuse to do like get through life already? Like, are you doing something you don't want to do because of the kid, and now you're using the kid as the motivation and excuse of like, no, it's for a good cause. No, it's for my kid. I love my. Is this?
No, it's the opposite of that. It's my wife is very much manipulating that. She'll be like, "Hey, can you do this for me? I'm carrying your baby."
Somehow.
I guess I have to. Like,
oh Jesus.
so I've told her, I wish I could just do it. Like,
I mean, what do you mean? Like take the blood?
no, just carry the baby, and that way she can't have that as an excuse anymore.
Oh, I get seahorse it. I guess I get what you're saying here.
Right? Exactly.
But that's only like the one instance. I still feel like you're getting like that parental motivation all of a sudden that you're, like you said, you're already going to be working your ass off twice as hard for this kid. It's like this kid it's already own you, man. Like you're already slaving to this kid.
It's not really like a new thing. Like, it's definitely this is the direction we've been moving in for a while. So like even a couple years ago when I got my car, I was like, oh, I better get a 4-door so I can fit a car seat in there. So it's not like something that just all of a sudden is dawning on me that like, oh, I have to do all this stuff. Like, we've been trying to get set up for that because, everyone's like, oh, if you wait till you're ready to have kids, you're just never going to have kids. But like, we still kind of wanted to be ready.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, and that's obviously that's way smarter than how a lot of people do it, I guess you would say, which is
I know a few.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna name any names. Oh wait, Morpheus maybe join us. While we're doing this, let me invite him because I didn't send him the second link. So let me go ahead and copy this down and let's see. I hope he's not on his phone. bastard. If he's gonna throw in some chaos into this live, if there's ever gonna be one, I feel like that goes without saying, guys. I'm
Right, we'll give him a little portion on the live stream, and then it's like, all right, thanks for stopping by.
It's great to have you, bud. Now we are all stocked up on how much we didn't miss you anymore. Let me go ahead send that to him right now. We'll see what he does with that. But yeah, he just messaged. So I mean, yeah, on the topic of kids, my stance is not going to change. So like I said, I'm glad that that's smarter in the fact that you guys knew what you want, are going after what you want, and like doing it smartly instead of, like we said, the opposite end of the spectrum of just like haphazardly 16-year-old pregnancies of like, fuck it, the kid's probably going to be fine. I don't.
Right, we were like, get through the master's degree first.
Yeah,
and then we'll think about kids.
Well, it's like you don't build a house from the roof up, guys. Come on, like get a foundation built up, set up some walls, and then go for the roof. Like, what are you doing starting at the chimney over here?
That was kind of our thought. Yeah.
Morpheus, are you here to interject chaos?
Ayo.
Yes.
He has arrived.
Yes, he is.
I've been literally sitting at my computer for like 30 minutes. I clicked that first link you sent, and it said that the host had ended the stream, and I was just waiting. I've just been sitting here waiting for something to happen.
What are you doing? You said you were going to be busy until freaking tomorrow. So I was like, oh, darn.
I said I work tonight, but didn't you see? Look, hold on. I'm pulling up the messages. Hold on.
He's got the receipts.
Hold on. I sent. I'm here. I'm good for at least an hour.
That was I read that as Theron.
That was me, because I just finished helping the wife with all of her manic pre-flight cleaning that we have to do, and I don't got to work for 2 hours.
It's gonna be dusty when you guys get back still. We were just talking about how quick it accumulates.
And for the record, Morpheus, we are like publicly live streaming, so I can't just end it right away. That
gotcha.
was
should I pop on my local?
You can. I can also rip it from StreamYard. See Patreon there, or public rather, not Patreon. This is what you get to see. This is what we do. We just make it up as we go along.
Right, we're just blundering our way through this like anybody else.
Hermes, I've been sitting here for like 30 minutes.
Bro, I'm so sorry. This is
staring at my blank email.
Sorry, dude. Like,
where's Hermes?
We're bro, this 2 weeks. Okay. What are you drinking on then, Morpheus? We'll backtrack.
Right, let's get you up to speed.
Yeah, let's get you.
I got a vodka cranberry.
Fuck you,
man.
This is.
I'm probably gonna do a bourbon after this. Like I said, I got about an hour and a half before I gotta hop off and head to the bar for work.
All right.
For those of you who don't know, I have 2 jobs now.
He's moonlighting at his real job, or his one.
3 if you count this.
Yeah, this economy be tough, you know. That's what we were just talking. That's one of my bitches. Everything's too expensive now.
All right, well,
I got a second job.
That's a nice segue. What? Well, did you get the second job for this reason of like your crazy manic episodes that put you in further and further credit card debt, Morpheus? Or
whoa. I am crawling out of credit card debt. Thank you very much.
Or was this
because of the second job?
Yeah, or is this like a passion of yours? You just wanted to learn how to do other culinary things and
I'm a line cook now. I just thought it sounded fun. I went to this bar, and Hermes, actually, you might remember, we've passed this place a couple times.
But we're not going to drop names, is what we're going to do here.
No, it's by that grocery store though. Remember we walked there to get Bloody Mary mix that one time, and you were like, "Oh, look at this place! Like, I wonder what that's about."
Yeah, the one that was getting set up and everything. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so I went there with a group of friends after a night of heavy drinking, and I fell in love with the place immediately. And they had like a handwritten paper sign in the window because it's all locally owned, like help wanted, like cook. I was like, I could be a cook. So I was like, you guys,
I cook things.
Yeah, I was like, you guys hiring? And real country gal. It was pretty funny. One of my buddies ordered a mimosa. She goes, "Honey, this is a country bar. We don't have champagne here."
I can mix it with bubblies.
That's literally like the theme of this bar is like the staff are just like rude. It's awesome.
Okay, well, you're gonna fit in then perfectly.
Oh, it's been great. I've been there for about a week and a half, and I'm actually hopefully getting my first paycheck today. But I got hired. I came in when the manager was there, like the GM. She had me fill out an application. She sat me down. She was just like, "So what's your deal, man?" I was like, "Oh, I'm in the Navy and I want to make some extra money." And that's it. I live like I could walk. I walked here just now. I live like 6 minutes walking distance from here. She was like, "Cool. yeah, you have any experience in a kitchen? I was like, nah. She was like, ah, it's fucking easy.
Okay,
She's
that's
like,
not the important part of this.
she's like, you'll be fine. It's fucking easy. I'm gonna put you with so and so. He's our best person, like our best cook, and he'll train you. She's like, I literally had no experience in the kitchen, and I'm in there today, and it's going just fine.
That is amazing. The one interviewing you had just started that day.
She literally was just like, I was like, so now what? She was like, well, like, when do you want to start? I was like, as soon as I got like 3 days,
now's
I'm gonna
good,
be.
I guess.
Yeah, I was like, I can start. I can start Monday.
I love it. So, I mean, that is real talk though. Like, yeah, the military pays, but anybody checked? Don't pay that well. I'm just letting everybody know that right now who was thinking about it being a solid job employment opportunity should you get yourself
A
overseas.
great money-making venture.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, my spouse just recently got out of the Navy, and so we are about to take like a 50% pay cut. And so she already has another job, which is nice, and she'll get benefits and stuff, which is nice, but it's still not like I'm trying to be able to blow $200 on Warhammer models if I want to on a whim. I've grown accustomed to a certain standard of living.
That's like we were talking about earlier, Hermes, where you get to that point where you're like, I just want to buy things that I want. And then at that point, I don't care how much money I actually have.
This is fair. See,
I don't care how much money's in my account, as long as when I want to buy the Warhammer set, I can.
I just do.
that is actually, again, serendipity is bringing us all together. Look at the universe. It even brought Morpheus here for this beautiful segue of the conversation. Just today, maybe it was yesterday. Again, the 2 weeks has been crazy. I was thinking to myself. I wasn't even talking to anybody. This is just how crazy it's been. The only time I've had to discuss things is with myself on the car rides to and from work. And it is kind of nice having, this dual income, right? This dink lifestyle. And I was thinking, because, we're going to be taking this road trip pretty soon here. I was like, we don't got a dog we got to worry about. Like, we have someone who's going to check on the executive producer, Natalie, our cat. But like, they just gotta check on her. We got her an automatic feeder. We got her automatic water, automatic litter box. Like, she's set. She's fine. And we're only leaving for 2 weeks. So she's going to be
one of those Japanese robots that'll pet her for you.
That's the one thing we don't have. But yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, that cat is like our most expensive investment. And it's at most $100 a month. Like we splurge, once a month and buy her an automatic feeder or some new crazy toy or something. Like, that is the most expensive thing we have. And outside of debt for our cars, for financing a car, that's what dual income, how nice it is to go to a nice, I was telling Theron, I was like, just to go to McDonald's and not have to think about the wallet. Let's not get crazy and go to Red Lobster and not think about the wallet, but we can pull off McDonald's and just go get 100 or however many dollars worth of quarter pounders. I don't know how many that buys. And it doesn't matter. That's
how many Big Macs worth of dollars is that?
Yeah, exactly.
Probably 6 now because inflation.
Yeah, right. But that's what's crazy. And the only way that's, I think, possible now is I was looking at a meme the other day. It's plants are the new pets. Pets are the new kids. And then somebody commented so what are kids? And it's oh, those are exotic animals. It's people who are a little crazy only do that anymore, or you have to be really rich to afford them. It's
for real, dude. I work with somebody who is single income, wife's independent, and they have 3 kids. And that dude is in the Navy. He drives Uber. He delivers for Amazon. He sells blood.
And he's broke as fuck, right?
And he's still broke, exactly.
And he's still broke all the time. He's paying for his daughter's soccer uniforms with blood money.
That is,
I've been selling blood, and I got a second job, but it's really more just to maintain my, my not having to worry lifestyle where I can just spend money and not care.
I love it. You're maybe this guy's doing it to keep a human alive, but I like tiny plastic things.
I like small plastic people.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like to be able to buy those sometimes.
At the end of the day, it's all for a type of person, I guess. An inanimate.
Right? Your armies are just your children, Morpheus.
Good. No, my dogs are my children. Fuck, I got a lot of animals.
You are that crazy exotic pet owner, by the way.
Let me tell you though. 4 snakes, 2 scorpions, a lizard, and 2 guinea pigs, and Okay, I'm gonna end it there. It's not that expensive. The dogs are expensive, but like they're not expensive. Once you actually buy them and get their cage and stuff, like I feed them like once every 2 weeks. I can buy. They each eat one mouse. I buy a bag of like 30 frozen mice for like $5. It's just in my freezer.
Well,
Once
and
a week, I just thaw 5 of them out.
but see, that's the thing. You can't feed kids frozen mice, unfortunately.
Yeah, I spent $2 today on
legally.
45 crickets for the scorpions and the lizard, and they eat every 4 or 5 days.
Oh man. So then like
Just claim it's part of your religion.
It's like not expensive to have some of these pets. The only expensive part's like the base cost of the pet.
well, that's what I mean. Like you planned at least somewhat accordingly. The decision to get the pet may have not been all that well planned, but like the decision to take care of them adequately, takes some planning on your part. I'm like Theron is actually going to have like a 10-fingered, 10-toed.
You're gonna have a human being, dude.
Yeah.
Like hopefully 10 fingers and 10 toes. It's
Like,
looking
I can
good
go
for
on-
now.
Yeah.
I can go on this trip.
That's what the blood
and,
test was for.
I can go on this trip, and I literally like nobody has to come into this room for 10 days, and everything is gonna remain alive with or without me feeding them today. I did feed them today, but I didn't have to
Because I wanted to, because I am a generous king.
because I am a generous god.
I knew you were going there with it. With Theron, like how are you not just racked with nerves? Like how? Oh, that's right. You can smoke pot. Never mind.
Yeah, no, I got it. Yeah, I don't know. I feel
No,
like
I got it.
it's fine. I've dealt with kids before. They're not that bad.
But I mean, now it's your kid. Okay, did anything change now that it's your kid? Like, has anything changed for like your?
Not yet. Like, I assume it will happen. Like, I don't know. I told her, my wife. I guess we said her name on here before.
Yeah,
before,
she's a
I was
civilian.
like, I don't know why I'm being weird about it.
I thought you were about
but
to
yeah,
say Rebecca. Seemed like
Rebecca. That's my East Coast wife. We don't talk about her.
Wait a minute.
I like Rebecca.
But yeah, I've told her that I feel like I'm probably gonna be one of those guys who it's like it's not gonna be till I'm there in the delivery room that I'm like, oh holy shit, I get it. Like
It's gonna
I
hit
don't
you.
know. I've heard even in the delivery room it doesn't hit people like they say it does.
Oh yeah, those are the
baby's
bad.
just gonna pop out, and I'm like, that's not the right color at all.
Wait a minute.
No,
My name is Theron.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so I don't know. Like to me, that's like a big fear of like just kids in general. Like
Them being the wrong color.
what?
Hermes, that's racist.
Yes, Morpheus. That was because mine's supposed to be gray, and if it's anything but gray, we have an issue. Okay, because I don't see color. Anyways.
Just imagining the baby from Men in Black, the first little squid baby.
Squid baby. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, if it doesn't have 9 tentacles or however many that kid had, then we have a problem. No,
That's what the banana was measuring.
the tentacles. Yes. The idea though of kids, like more than anything, scares the shit out of me for selfish reasons, but I also feel like for legit reasons, like we talked about, like money and like opportunity availability of you to do something or go or even take a job. Like Morpheus, like I don't know, are you more or less inclined to take that second job as a line cook if you have like an infant that you're taking care of or that your wife is like single-handedly doing in the evenings? Like
Probably.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
If anything,
Hard
That
to- it's hard
depends.
to
Are they
say.
loud? I might work more hours.
another job.
Yeah, no, I mean, absolutely. And it's not even like financially, if feeling like I could do it. Because I know I could, because I know people in far worse financial situations than I am. I am not in a bad financial situation, like at all. We're actually doing very good at this point in life. It's purely selfish. I don't want a kid because I do not want to have to change anything about my current style of life.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to plan around a little human with everything I do. It's already like I have the dogs and stuff, and that's about as much planning as I would care to do.
Right. Yeah. See, I'm there with you, which is again, Theron, we're talking you out of this fatherhood stuff if we can. We can bring you back.
Right? That's good. Okay. I'll call my wife. Tell her never mind.
Yeah, just I mean, how far
Get
along,
the abortion.
like I know it's got a heartbeat and stuff, but like where exactly does I mean, if you're not in Texas, right? It's still or something.
You're probably fine.
I don't know the law exactly, but I
I
mean,
think where
There's
he
some
is, you could pretty
stairs
much.
around here.
I think where you're at, you could basically just reach in there with like a suction cup and just pull a fully formed baby out. They'd like throw it in the dumpster.
and we got some stem cells to harvest here.
Vacuum the stem cells off of it and throw the rest in the dumpster.
That makes me
Thanks,
think
Jay.
of
Thanks, Jay
the-
Inslee.
oh, right.
we have our
No, that
first.
makes me think of the Christopher Titus joke where he's talking about like late term abortions. He's
Mhm.
like, I think you should be able to abort up to age 18. How do I know if they're gonna be shitty when they grow up?
Didn't he? I thought it was 21 or 24 or something. Because he was,
Maybe it is 21.
you got to
Yeah.
give them that first drink, because like, what if they're great all the way up to their 21st birthday? Then they get drunk, they punch grandma, everybody's fighting. That's it. Sorry, you were doing so well,
I
Con.
mean, you just don't drink, I guess. Give them their first drink when they're 1. That's my motto. Happy first birthday. Here's a shot.
It worked for
Dip,
me.
dip the binky in the whiskey.
Yeah, it worked for me.
I
Apple.
got a toothache.
How do you think I got it?
That's called calling, right?
I have no idea. Is that a real thing? Calling?
Colic.
I
colic,
probably
yeah.
should know. Yeah, I should read a book.
When a baby gets colic.
Oh,
Colicky.
God, are you reading the baby books there?
No, I haven't read shit.
He's like, I didn't read before. The fuck am I
So I
gonna
was-
do now?
So I'm saying I probably should get at least one. Yeah.
You're gonna
I
have.
just know don't shake them. That's a no.
I thought like you could shake them, which is
Correct.
them over on their stomach and then like shake them forward to like get the puke. Isn't that
Well,
how, like,
yeah, that's different than the what I was thinking about.
choking? I think that was for the choking. See, I would have to read some more baby books.
Yeah, roll it forward. I don't know. I feel like kind of like Morpheus said, a lot stupider people have done it before I did, so I can figure this shit out.
I know that it's
I've been
scary.
around lots of kids like of various infant ages, and then once they get to the point where they can talk, it's just you're fucking cruising from there.
They got the training wheels. They'll be
Yeah.
fine. They'll roll downhill. It'll
See,
be.
I didn't want kids so badly. I surgically augmented my body to make me unable. And then I thought, a friend of mine told me I shouldn't have done that because now that I sell blood sometimes, I could also probably sell sperm, but now I can't. And I said I still could. I just have to act really surprised when they tell me that there's no sperm in it.
What?
What do you mean there's nothing
Oh
in there?
no!
I've been donating here every weekend for the last year.
But my wife just got pregnant.
No, that's definitely. I'm pretty sure they test.
Right, that's like part of the pre-screening.
Yeah, it's like how
There's no way to test that without giving them a cup of it.
I
Right,
know.
that's the pre-screening.
Yeah, that's what they got to test your actual product before they
They're
pay
just like,
you that
Right,
product.
They're like,
it's
"You
just like
obviously
anything else. I want to know what I'm paying for. Is this good
They're like-
product?
basically had a
That pure
vasectomy.
Colombian
You're
white.
obviously lying. But why? Why would you go through this? I don't know what you're talking about.
I have no idea.
Who had a vasectomy?
Just gaslight the shit out of them the whole time.
You had a vasectomy. I didn't have a vasectomy.
You're lying to me. You're doing this to make me feel impotent as a man.
You're projecting your own impotence.
You man hater.
All right, segueing away because, like I said, this is actually a public live stream. So, unlike Patreon, we have rules here, guys. We can't
About what?
joke about abortion, and we can't joke. I'm just fucking kidding. What's the next segue, Theron?
Okay. wait,
What? Go ahead, Morpheus.
Yeah,
I got
ahead.
a question for you guys.
What's up?
So my wife was talking to me about her sister today, not her sister, kind of sister, a female in her family tree who is 19 years old, just graduated high school. She's back home. When we were there visiting last, she had a boyfriend, right? Now she has a girlfriend, and she's like came out as lesbian. Great, really cool, happy days for everyone. Her girlfriend is 25. She is 19. And apparently her dad doesn't like that age difference. And when I was telling my wife, I was like, it doesn't really bother me. And I was like, this is sexist as hell, but if it was a dude, that would probably bother me more.
Okay. Well, first of all, what do the boys have to say? They want to weigh in on this. They really didn't like talking about this.
I'm going to go make sure nobody's like, I left the door unlocked for the wife. So I'm going to go make sure no one's like walking into my house. Y'all keep talking. I'll be back.
All right, I'm happy to weigh in on my opinion. I don't think the gender matters. That seems like a pretty small age gap to me.
Yeah. See,
Was it 19 and 25? That's like 6 years.
exactly.
That seems like a lot when you're in high school and you're like, oh my god, that'd be a middle schooler. But when you're an actual adult, that's fine.
I'm 100% for like okay, let me just put my dirty laundry out there. All right, when you hit 18, male or female, I don't care who you're fucking. As long as they're also 18 and above, like that's legitimate
and consenting.
Well, okay, fair enough. That's a good point. That's a good point there.
You just have to say that these days.
That's fair enough. Fair enough.
Kind of has always been implied.
All right, I'm back.
But I thought
Nobody is in
but
my house.
No,
They're just
you
barking
have
at
to
something
say it.
stupid.
But it's like once you, like you said there, once you hit the big leagues, you're in the big leagues. It's the ocean. You were in a pond. You're in a lake before. You're done swimming around that lake. You got your fins. Now you're in the ocean. Have at it, Haas. Now,
It doesn't mean I have to like it.
having sisters, though, having quite a few younger sisters, would I feel a certain way with a certain age gap? Yes. Have I seen large age gaps with all of my sisters now? At least 2 times I have. Yes.
At least once that I know about.
Did it feel weird? Now, this is where it gets fun in my eyes. It only felt weird to me when mentally my sister is still older than them. She's younger than them by 10 years or plus. That's when it feels, then I'm just disappointed in her. It's like,
right. That's exactly. I'm more just judging the situation at that point more than the age gap.
Well, because then another sister,
you could do better.
Well, see, another sister also had like an 11-year age gap between her first husband now and her when they got together. And I was like, no, he's a great dude. He was like a SWIT guy, like a search and rescue guy. Like he's super into fitness. He was a great dad, had 2 kids with her, all this great stuff. They were together for, 10 plus years or whatever it was. Great dude. Awesome. Had no problem with them two being that much separated in years and age or whatever. Second dude, though, with the other sister, I'm like, this dude's a tool. He doesn't have his shit together. He's immature. He's selfish and like, why are you with this idiot? And he's a decade older than you. Like, what is wrong with you?
And they do that weird thing where they're like, they think that like, oh, I'm older than you, so I have more experience.
No, you're
an idiot.
They sure do that.
You've been dumb for longer. That's all it is.
Yeah, exactly. That's all it is. Yeah, you're just lucky you haven't died.
Fucking hell, you would have been eaten 100 years ago. You would have been dead. Yeah, so it's like that's where my 2 cents weighs in. It's like I legitimately don't care, and if I feel a certain way, it's because of a different issue. It's never just because of the chronological age difference necessarily. Do I think it starts you off on the right foot? Probably not. And not meeting both of those guys, when my sisters were with them, was that like one red flag? Yes, but it's not the only, like you got to have more red flags with me. And as time goes on, I'm going to stack those red flags up.
It makes you raise an eyebrow. Like you're like, I wonder why.
I wonder if
for me, I see a 19 and a 25-year-old. It's like, oh yeah, you can get booze like that. There's like, I see the benefits. I get that. Like,
yeah. Exactly.
Now, again, part of my thing too was that made me just kind of feel weird was I don't think that I would have like thought it was weird if it wasn't a girl. Like if it was a guy, I'd be like, that's kind of weird. Not super weird. It's not the biggest gap I've ever seen. Like if still like
19 and the chick was 25.
No, like if the chick was 19 and the guy was 25.
Wait, whoa, now we got to slow down. Now you're saying because it's a girl who's 25 and a girl who's 19?
Yeah, that's what he said. He said he feels less weird about it because of the gender.
Yeah, that's been my whole point from this whole thing. And then I thought to myself, I'm like, damn, that's sexist as hell.
Like I said, I established immediately, don't feel that way. I think it's just a fine age gap for anyone.
Yeah, 6 years.
Yeah, no, for some reason, because that was the whole thing was her dad didn't like the age gap. And I was like, I remember talking to my wife and I was like, I can't help but feel like I would think it was weirder if it was a guy. The fact that it's 2 girls, like it doesn't bother me as much.
We have to ask this question for fairness, Morpheus. If it was 2 guys, how would you feel?
Look, man, we're just going to watch some videotapes and then you can leave, okay?
Well, you're not one of the guys. But I'm saying if one was 19 and one was 26, would you be like, is that too far of an age gap?
I don't really know, honestly. It's hard to say.
Well, okay, what is your age gap then? Because I would say like within 10 years, like 10 is like the outstretch of it. Like if you're 19 and the dude or chick is 29, then I'm like, okay, that's a bigger red flag. Is like which one of you is the more mature and which one of you is the more immature? And
yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
My eggs into one basket.
I got this. I've locked this down. There's a formula.
Okay.
It's half your age plus 7.
Half your age plus 7 is
that's like
okay.
The youngest person you should really be dating and it not seem weird.
I'm going to do this math right here. Okay, that's still okay.
I'm trying to find out why.
And then you do it and you're like, that checks out.
Space free.
Yeah, that always does check out. I mean, even if you're 18, okay. I mean, you better.
That's what I'm saying. It's a solid formula.
You should still be in high school. Okay, where'd you steal this from? What Reddit?
I don't remember. I did see it written down somewhere. Yeah, you know I'm not the one coming up with math.
I'm like, this is profound, and I haven't thought of this yet. All right, this is
where'd you steal this from?
This is too good. I know it wasn't your idea.
I've known you too long for this, Theron. You would have told me this number a long time ago. Would have saved us both some trouble. Just kidding,
Right.
guys. Just kidding, guys.
I'm just glad that my internet didn't cut out. I thought I was gonna, like, right when I said half your age, it was just gonna glitch.
Musk was like, "Ha
Yeah.
got him."
No, that's not what I meant.
And it would have stayed out. Musk would have been like, "Nope, we're not giving it back. Somebody in Ukraine needs this, and this is a great joke."
Hey, that's a good segue. Like I said, Ukraine is on my bitch list with Elon.
Let's do it. Yeah, because Morpheus, you weren't here for that, but it actually like stopped for a solid 12 and a half seconds, which is a long time since he's got Starlink.
It's a long time now. Yeah, that's feels, pretty good.
What, when Elon redirected the Starlink satellites to the Ukraine?
That's what we were saying. I don't think so though, because he's basically like, give me more money.
See,
he's not handling the Ukraine situation very well.
Elon was like,
Musk?
Yeah. He tweeted out, I don't remember what the exact tweet was. I could look it up, but I don't care to. And he said something like, basically the whole solution to the Russia-Ukraine thing is that, like, Ukraine just needs to chill, and like Russia won't be shitty to them if they would just relax, guys. Like, just let it be. Everybody needs to chill with the aggression. And it was just the most tone deaf, like, you clearly don't understand anything about this conflict whatsoever. And then after that, he was like, yeah, all that free internet that I promised to Ukraine, that's like been really kind of circumstantial and crucial to them getting a foothold. I can't afford it anymore. Like, we're losing too much money. I know I'm like the richest guy on earth and stuff, but could Congress pay for this? That would be better.
I mean, I see his point on all fronts here. All right, just to play devil's advocate for a second again. We haven't played this card in a while. But at the same time, yeah, dude, like, if you were just a multimillionaire, I feel like you would have had more support. But being the daily billionaire back and forth with the other biggest billionaire ever, it's like, you guys,
Bezos.
I'm sure you could figure this out. Like,
well, and also it's just like, oh, I'm gonna buy Twitter. I'm not gonna buy Twitter. I'm gonna promise all this aid. Oh, wait, I can't afford it. Like, do you have money or not?
Well, you see,
it's all tied up in Mars.
Yeah, it's tied up in checkings and in savings, and it's going to take a whole business day.
Transfer some
yeah,
stuff
see, that's
around.
what I think. I think it's the way that his checkings and his savings accounts are set up.
And he's got some Warhammer models that are still on, like, on lease and stuff. He's got some stuff he's got to move around a bit, and Ukraine is like happening now. So it's like, it's a time issue. And then there's the time difference between Ukraine and the East Coast. It's like when the banks open, like.
And then if Congress gives me money to help with the Starlink situation, maybe not all of it goes to Ukraine. Maybe I can use a little bit of it for other stuff. Like, it'd be better if you guys paid for it.
Well, okay. So just like we were talking about, you're brilliant, and I actually do. If that was legitimately your idea for the AI art, Theron, and you didn't steal that
one was mine. I didn't steal that one.
Okay. The reason why
likely story.
No, why I believe that it was 100% his idea is because it was 7 days or 19 days too late. That happens. That is Theron's MO to a T.
Yep.
Come to the party late, say the most perfectly timed bullshit ever, and then just continue walking on. I'm like, yep, that's Theron. There he is. I was waiting.
There he goes.
There he goes. So again, I say brilliant in genuine confidence here for that idea of starting the social media for that AI account. Giving that brilliant idea some light for a second. I see Musk's point when he's trying to gain the system, just like I said with your idea. I can't necessarily fault you for recognizing that's how the game is played. And look, if you're a billionaire, you obviously know how to play the game. And so
I'll be honest, the tweet about him like trying to get money and finagle that stuff, that's annoying, but that doesn't bother me as much as the first one where it showed a completely like just deep non-understanding of how global politics works at all.
I don't think
he's like a scientist. Like, he probably doesn't get global politics very well.
And no, it showed, because he literally was like, look, guys, if you just like take the 2 children and put them back in their areas and say no, that'll fix it. Like,
you're asking some scientist that's like never had to involve in politics, that's just super rich from like spaceships, and they're like,
hey, he is a dad,
he
he is a kid.
Know some stuff about, right?
Its name is like a barcode.
He's like, yeah, I think He's like, yeah, I think I know stuff about things.
Well, I mean, yeah, and
rockets and Mars and stuff.
What if we just
we're gonna
sent
build
Ukraine
we're
to
gonna build an
Mars? That would
underground
solve the
train from
problem.
China to fucking Nevada.
hey, that was a good ass addition to the Total Recall update. You know, that changed the game for that Total Recall adaptation update thing, whatever the fuck that bullshit was.
What the train thing?
Do you not know what I'm referencing right now? The Colin Farrell Total Recall update. There was like a remake in 2012, 14.
I know what it is. I've never seen it.
Well, they have.
I was like, I know it existed.
Wow, I'm the only one who saw this. It's actually okay because you can skip it. It was terrible.
I was gonna say you might have literally been the only person who saw it.
It might have been. Yeah, it was that bad.
I don't like action movies that much.
You know, I'm there with you, but I still give them a chance every time. You know, every now and then I'm surprised. John Wick, you know, still love John Wick.
Still haven't seen it.
All right, boys, we're creeping up on our hour mark here.
We are.
I have one last.
Speak for yourselves.
thing
I'm creeping up on
that
30
grinds
minutes.
My gears.
Let's do it. What do you got there?
Blink 182 tickets are too fucking expensive.
What the fuck?
Say it ain't
Why
so.
is this a
I
thing?
will not go.
For sure. I can't afford to. Like, what the hell is this? You're like, oh, we're back, get everyone all excited, and then it's like, yeah, it's $600 for nosebleeds.
No, they updated for inflation. That's all they did. Like back in the, back when they first were selling those tickets, what were they? What, $60? So it's just inflation. That's really all.
Inflation has not grown 10x.
Yeah,
It's bad. It's not that bad.
Depends.
They're
have
old.
you know,
Their
1 year
performance has
ago,
gotten worse.
I'll have you know, a year ago, during inflation, I bought Alkaline Trio tickets for $45 still. They're doing it because they're dicks.
Well, again.
And you know what? Matt Skiba was in Blink-182, and he is not on this tour. Coincidence?
I think not. I'm just saying it depends on like the specific category of inflation we're talking about, because, household goods as it relates to like chicken and bread and milk have gone up like, 25x and like 40x and shit. And yes, overall it's an increase of like what, 4 to 8% or something like that overall the country. I get it. But maybe Blink 182 is one of those exceptions because they know
They're not.
Well,
they're not one of those exceptions.
Why are you so upset about it? I feel like you're kind of proving my point.
I wanted to go, and I
am upset because I know there's no way it's gonna happen. Exactly. And I'm not the only one in this boat. Like, I hope they open to just an empty arena. It's just like 1,000 rich people in the whole arena.
Yeah, like, I can't believe that. It just blows my mind. They're like, their cheapest tickets are like $600, and then it's like there's still all the fees on top of that.
This is hilarious that you guys know this. I saw that they were coming back. I saw some like random publicity about it, but I was like, okay, cool. I mean, just because you're touring doesn't mean you have any new songs. Like when you drop a new album, I
don't want them to have new songs. No, you shut your blasphemous mouth.
I'm just saying, like,
if they make new songs, they're probably gonna be shit.
Exactly.
Which is why
fine. Don't charge me $60 or $600 to see a bunch of old guys perform.
That's what I'm saying. And that's why I didn't check on the prices. So the fact that you guys did just tells me a lot about you.
I've only seen them because of how mad people were about it.
Yeah, they're memed all over the place. My wife did actually go check the prices because she was like, I don't believe you. And they're pretty steep.
That's actually what I was referencing earlier. I saw a picture like of their prices, and underneath it said it was like them playing. It was like, say it ain't so, I will not go.
Yep.
It hasn't made it to my memes yet, which is actually I'm pretty upset about this. I'm gonna refresh my meme page, or the couple here.
I saw another one where it was like, wow, Blink 82 for that price. I think you'll just stay the voice inside my head.
I'm doing an antivirus scan right now because for some reason my computer memory, my desktop memory is like stupid low. Okay. And one of the advanced issues it found was my PC webcam is vulnerable to spying. A hacker could hijack my webcam, disable its lights, and secretly spy on me.
And then they might see you playing with your snake.
They might see me building my models in here.
Man, I have a whole little breakdown infographic that I'll probably share to Discord here in a little bit of what your device and devices know about you, whether it's a computer, whether it's your phone, whatnot. I didn't need to see this, being as paranoid as I already am. I need to readjust my VPNs. And my VPN won't even work. It won't even let me talk to you guys when I have it turned on.
Oh, my
now.
My technology knows everything about me. I made it that way.
And
Literally, I come home and I just yell at my Google speaker. I say, "Hey, I'm home," and it turns on lights and starts. It just gets my whole life going.
no,
It's great.
It just starts life for me.
It's
I'm
great.
so-
And then, me and the wife are laying there in bed after our maritals, and I can just yell at it that it's bedtime, and it'll just turn off everything in the house. Don't even
Wait.
have to get up.
It's bedtime.
You can have marital still? I thought that was like a no-go with like anacondas and like didn't we establish this with bananas and tentacles and stuff at the beginning of the pre-show? I thought what's going on here?
It's okay. Okay, I'm getting closer to my baby.
Ugh,
That's
that was
hot.
the grossest statement. Morpheus, you shut the fuck up, you nasty ass.
I'm really aroused by that. Hold on one sec, guys. I got to step out of the room for a moment.
Babe, we need to get you a prosthetic stomach. All right, I just Amazon carded. She's gonna ask like, wait a minute, just don't ask questions. Just trust me on this one. If you're gonna trust me ever, we can afford it. Let's just trust me.
Believe me, we can afford this.
This is the one thing we'll sacrifice somewhere else. You know, right? We'll sacrifice for the children. All right, guys. I guess that's the moral of today's show because we always love to end the shows with a nice little moral slogan and sticker that the kids can take home with them, as we do here at the Scuttlebutt Podcast. We love teaching the youth. All right. So if they're not already signed up, they're not already Patreon supporters or YouTube subscribers or whatever. I don't know. Theron, this is your part. I don't know what all we have. We have stuff. It's
You have
there.
stuff for kids?
I'm just laughing, because every time that we upload something on YouTube, it's like, is this for kids? And I'm like, no.
No. Oh no.
Definitely not.
Most certainly not.
Although, as the stuff
The
goes,
N-word has once been said on our show.
the Morpheus, that was an after party thing. That does not get talked about in the main show. This
On
is
a
I don't
live
know.
stream.
I don't think I was there for that one. I think I was drunk.
Morpheus is like, it's okay, I wasn't there. You guys just get canceled.
he's like, let's whittle this down real quick. 1/3 of the podcast was not present when said word was dropped.
Hey guys, let's start my my new. I'm gonna just put a tag out there for my new podcast, Morpheus Hour, where I just tell you about various Warhammer lore.
And it cut him off. Like, that's crazy how his microphone just got cut off right there.
Wow, what a thing to have happened.
Even have
Horus the Lupercal.
so you're starting a new podcast, Morpheus, that we're trying to tell people about here, I think.
No, I barely have time to maintain this one.
I was like, let me
We could
just
call it More Hammer 40K.
More hammer. I actually love that.
yeah, we could actually this could be a thing. This could be there's a whole other, you know what, we'll talk about this offline. All right, we can't give the casuals too much. We can't do what we do in the after party show for these casuals, okay, guys? So by the way, though, as the final, because I know we're getting close on time, of why we're late to the party and why it took 2 weeks to do this episode and why we're going to be slim pickings on the episodes coming out over the next, realistically, like 6 weeks, I think it's going to be, is I am not going to be behind the computer, nor will I be at work, nor will I be recording any podcasts for that amount of time. I will be on a honeymoon. So, guys, I leave the ship in your hands. Theron, this is why we do what we do. Morpheus is why we do what we do. You guys can handle the rest. And for the casuals out there, sorry, not sorry. Only Patreon is going to get all the recordings we have from now until then, and it might trickle out to you guys as
I'm gonna be so lost without you.
as I feel you deserve it. Now you won't. I know you guys won't. I'm just the I don't even know. I'm the buzzkill of the bunch who drinks too much whiskey and then gets drunk. That's all
You're
that
our fearless leader.
that's all I
That
do.
was me. I thought I was the one that got too drunk.
You definitely get too drunk, but you're not the buzzkill. You're the chaos. You're the chaos and drunk. I'm the buzzkill and the drunk. And Theron is the resident stoner and drunk. He just does
Try
it
to
all.
keep the ship on an even keel.
Now he's a father too. So we're gonna have to update all of these like catchphrases for the parabolic pair, the dynamic duo, and the like. We're gonna have to keep going from here.
That's true.
But,
We'll have to change our podcast to 3.5 Men.
I hate
Men,
how
manly men, who, man.
he does it too fast. This is unbelievable. Theron, I'm gonna I'm gonna hand it over to you before we head out of here, bro. Like I know, like I said, you actually know the social medias and you know how to use the social medias and where to find said social media. So I know they're somewhere.
I thought you were throwing it to me because my wife also says I do it too fast.
Yes.
Heyo.
And
But
those
yeah,
are
all of our socials. Yeah, I mean, it's just Scuttbutt Pod. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We have a YouTube channel that's Scuttlebutt VR where we do a whole bunch more visual stuff. So if you're bored of listening to us and want to watch us, wave at each other and play all kinds of games, that's the place to do it.
hell yeah. And by the way, he's killing it on the YouTube. All him, every view, every subscriber, all of it. That's there.
We're almost to 100, and like Hermie said, we'll do something cool for the first 100 subscribers.
Hell yeah. Let's figure this out. We definitely need to. So subscribe, guys. We love you. That's why I give it to Theron. He just isn't it. Morpheus, it's been a while. Isn't it so sexy when he does it? He just knows. Like he reminds me like Mr. Beast or something. Like when he does it, he's so good at it. Morpheus, where's your chaos to throw us off the rails before we end this podcast?
I'm sorry. I'm being a professional today. About Morehammer 40K.
The spin-off show to save all spin-off shows.
It's gonna be awesome.
Well then, Morpheus, I mean, as our resident chaos, and that was actually perfect, right on cue. You did exactly your position.
You did the thing.
You did the thing, but you also
did
have to do
the
one
thing.
You also have to do one more thing. Like we said, you make up for 10 months missing from doing the thing. Do you have the thing, I think, that we have to say or thing to do? Things?
I feel like you guys want me to say something, but I'm not sure.
How about
Hey guys. Don't kill the messenger.
Bravo.